Hello everyone and welcome to Show of the Week. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike, and this week I've been playing Remember Me, a game where people's memories can be digitally remixed and manipulated.
Classic excessive memory deletion.
Which inspired me to remix my own memory. Where are my keys? What are keys?
So, did you find your keys?
Who are you?
Well, I've been turning my uncanny powers of prediction on next week's Electronic Entertainment Expo in Los Angeles. Shenmue 3, you wish. Guys, get over it, it's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to E3 now.
What's E3?
Well, you might ask, Mike, if you hadn't mangled the part of your brain that stores knowledge of the world's most important trade shows, this is what it would tell you about E3, also known as E for the really excited. It's the annual games industry bun fight at which all the console makers and game publishers flaunt their future wares, with the aim of impressing shareholders, retailers, the press, and the public.
So awesome. So many free-to-play games. It's so killer.
E3 takes place in the Los Angeles Convention Center in some 550,000 square feet of concrete cathedral. That's about 7 football pitches in local money. They might have 7 simultaneous games of football going on the rest of the year. We don't know. We're only ever here in early June when E3 takes place. E3 2013 takes place between Tuesday, June the 11th and Tuesday, June the 13th. And yes, Mike, we're going. Don't forget your toothbrush. No, that's a fork. That's a hairbrush. That's a Lionel Richie LP. He'll get there in the end. Before the show opens its doors, there are also press conferences from the big hitters. Microsoft and Sony have them, for instance, though Nintendo is skipping this year, as well as game publishers such as Ubisoft and Electronic Arts.
Authenticity and connection to the real world of sports.
At these media briefings, they lift the lid on new games or hardware and generally try to convince you that they're about to have an amazing year. More on those and when good conferences go bad in a moment. In the wake of the Xbox One reveal, in which Microsoft's gaming audience was shortchanged to leave more time to talk about
TV. I'm watching live TV.
Yes, that's it. Microsoft has a lot of explaining to do. It needs to clear up confusion from the muddled aftermath of the Xbox reveal, in which important details were missing or obfuscated, such as the system for trade-ins or the Xbox One's internet connection requirement. It needs to show us some games. There are 15 exclusives, we're told, of which 8 are originals, not sequels. That's plenty of opportunities to woo the core gamers, even after a handful turn out to be Family Connect titles. It needs to announce the release date and price, both of which so far are vaguely given as this year and a whole bunch of money, respectively. And it needs to do all that on Monday, June the 10th, the day of the Microsoft conference and the day before E3 officially starts. We'll have live video from the conference. Join us on OutsideXbox.com to watch it as it happens at 5:30 PM UK time and 9:30 AM Pacific.
Right, E3. Got it.
Yeah, now this is the point of the show where you go and get me a cup of tea.
Really? I do that?
Yeah, every week. Also, you buy me a load of exotic fruits for some reason. I don't know why you insist on it.
Right, okay, well, I'd better get to it then, I guess.
Yes, I think you better had. What?
Oh, hey, Jane, isn't it?
Amnesia.
Yes.
What did you do this time? Is it like an insane hangover or an assassination attempt? Or did you hit yourself in the head with a fire extinguisher?
The third one?
Yeah, well, we're supposed to be talking about E3.
Right, yeah, it's coming back to me. That's the show where loads of really bizarre things happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Because E3 is the biggest video game trade show in the world, it's the time of year when all eyes are on games companies. That also means those companies have to shout extra loud to make themselves heard above the din. Sometimes they get a bit overexcited and do things they come to regret. Things like...
Never been afraid of making a fool of myself, here we go.
That's Electronic Arts executive Peter Moore playing Rock Band on stage at E3 2007.
This is Harmonix, and this is Rock Band.
Please note use of the phrase, pump it up to 11.
Let's pump it up to 11!
As well as the fact Peter manages to turn his controller off and drop out of the song before pausing the game, plunging the auditorium into silence. Pump it up to 11.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
In 2007, Activision decided what attendees of their press conference wanted was to be alternately patronised and insulted by the guy who played Randy in Scream.
We're at E3, and I just want to say this place is the only place that makes the guys at Comic-Con look like Ocean's 13. Take a minute.
Of particular note is Jamie's interview technique, which starts out as bored indifference.
So, dude, tell us, what's up?
Before swerving into comedy racism.
I just want to get this up. You're English?
I am.
And you guys know he's English. So I was wondering if I could just do the whole interview as Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, screw all you nerds. Whoa, tough crowd.
Video games,
Okay, the Beatles are amazing musical legends whose legacy will echo throughout the rest of recorded time, but they are also men in their late 60s who know nothing about video games. Understand that, and you avoid stuff like this at Microsoft's conference featuring the Beatles rock band at E3 2009.
Now, we love the game, it's fantastic. Who would ever thought we'd end up as androids? But I like the way I walk.
It's great to be enthusiastic, natural, and spontaneous about the stuff you're showing off. It really is.
It's Ridge Racer. Ridge Racer. Remember that one?
But maybe, rehearse a bit beforehand and listen to how the stuff you're saying sounds out loud, so that maybe people aren't still talking about your 2006 press conference 7 years later, Sony.
Ridge Racer.
And go easy on the crab talk as well.
So here's this giant enemy crab. Flip over this crab on its back, and you attack its weak point for massive damage.
Whoops.
Actually, no, I take that back, Nintendo. Do dress up as Link. This is magnificent. That's from E3 2004, by the way. It's all going well at E3 2009, you're showing off your revolutionary new Kinect controller. Everything's going to plan. Maybe it's time to try something new. Sure, you haven't tested it yet, but it's bound to work. Everything says it should work. It'll work, right?
You ever wonder what the bottom of an Avatar shoe looks like? Well, bam! There it is.
Guys, it didn't work. Who is this guy, and why is he at Ubisoft's 2011 E3 press conference talking about young people being smoking hot?
97% of young people play video games. 40% of them are women. And 89% of them are smoking hot. I know this, I've investigated.
Well, I guess it could be worse. He could be...
Hey, want to come over and play my Wii? We should connect. And thanks to the Sony Move, here, hold my Joy Wand.
Yeah, could be doing that. I bet Ubisoft wish they could go back in time and stop this guy hosting their press conference.
Let's go back in time, shall we? Doodaloo, doodaloo, doodaloo.
Yeah. Here's to E3 2013 and the next great meme-generating press conference.
Video games,
Alright, it's time to find out what you've been saying on the site, on social media, and iced onto cakes that you've been sending us. Actually, where is this cake?
Oh, there was never any cake. It's amnesia.
Oh, weird. Alright, well, on last week's Batman-themed Bat Show of the Bat Week, James Collins said, "Is Andy still voice acting the Penguin?"
Hello, Batman, apples and pears, my old man's a dustman.
Sadly not. Andy ran into some trouble with Dick Van Dyke's lawyers and there was a cease and desist over that accent.
Hang on, Michael Caine got away with it as Alfred.
Yeah, it's who you know. Steve Monkeys, meanwhile, suggests another rubbish Batman villain. A close runner-up in the most evil villain slot is Ketchup and Mustard Man, an ordinary man with condiment-based weapons.
Think you're referring to Condiment King, Steve, a man who was foiled once by slipping on the sauce he'd left on the floor, and who was eventually beaten to death with his own ketchup and mustard guns.
Imagine that QTE.
We also presented 7 questions Microsoft has to answer about Xbox One. Graz Alter Ego says, "I don't like the fact that it watches you. I'm sure one day I'll come home and find Bill Gates going through my pants drawer."
Actually, thanks to one of the new features in Kinect 2.0, he can actually do that remotely now from Seattle.
That'd be a time saver.
Yeah, and Turtle Lord 44 meanwhile says, "Is it just me or does Outside Xbox have an obsession with the number 7? 7 reasons for this, 7 reasons for that."
Well, there are 7 reasons why that's wrong.
Not now.
Oh, okay. Well, also Jane shot some raccoons in Hunter's Trophy to America. Lots of raccoons, actually.
Nice shot. I know, video game.
The Voice 11 comments, Jane really doesn't show those raccoons any mercy. I sense a childhood trauma involving such an animal.
That's crazy.
Now, Jane, I'm just going to go and investigate that raccoon's nest. Grandpa, no!
Okay, yeah, I'm feeling much better now. I think I'm going to head back to the studio. I'll see you later.
Sharp little paws. Never stood a chance.
So that's it for this week's show. But remember to get in touch with us. The address is on screen right now.
And be sure to check OutsideXbox.com for all our coverage from E3, direct from Toronto.
Los Angeles.
Right, what he said. See you next time.
Oh. Yeah, there you go. Close enough, yeah.